Just make sure this podcast doesn't go to too many people, right? We don't want them to know about these things. Those who are hell bent on taking a negative view on India, and there are such people all across the world, they will use that one step back to say, बोला था टायर पंक्चर हो गई, कंट्री खत्म है, अभी निकल लेते हैं किसी ठंडे वेस्टर्न कंट्री के लिए। केवल 6000 कंपनी हिंदुस्तान का 85% प्रॉफिट कमाते हैं। द मोस्ट डायनामिक, द फास्टेस्ट ग्रोइंग पार्ट ऑफ इंडिया is not the top 1000 companies, it's the 6000 companies underneath the top 1000. What we shouldn't try to do is try to become a sweatshop like Bangladesh. वो हमसे ना हो पाएगा। मिंट का फ्रंट पेज का हेडलाइन था, more girls in primary school than boys, right? I remember being utterly क्या overjoyed था बॉस की, फोड़ दिया बॉस, देश ने फोड़ दिया। फिर क्या खटका की पैसा बोलता है। लोग बोल रहे हैं प्रोडक्ट दिखाओ, सामान दिखाओ, अगर अच्छी है तो खरीदेंगे, बेकार है तो आप भले ही आईआईटी कानपुर के टॉपर हो, हमको कोई दिलचस्पी नहीं है आपके प्रोडक्ट में। When the revolution is upon you and you haven't realized, that's when you really know that you as an investor are going to kill it.
So folks, we have, I think मेरे को ना वो इंट्रोड्यूस करने का जरूरत ही नहीं है। मैंने इतना सब प्रिपेयर किया था कि मैं क्या इंट्रोड्यूस करूंगा सब कुछ, बट नाउ आई हैव कंप्लीटली गॉन ब्लैंक बिकॉज वी गॉट सौरभ मुखर्जी। आई थिंक समबडी वी ऑल एडमायर एंड आई तो डेफिनेटली डू इट। मुझे लगता है मैंने आपके तो एक तो सारी किताबें पढ़ी हैं। योर एबिलिटी टू एक्चुअली इम्पार्ट द आइडियाज in such a simple way is something. I think it's magic. It's just like that कि वो जो कॉम्प्लेक्सिटीज होती हैं, अब उसको इतना अच्छे से उसको लेके आके एक मैजिक क्रिएट करते हो कि वी ऑल स्टार्ट थिंकिंग वेरी क्लियरली आफ्टर रीडिंग वॉट एवर यू रिटन। सो इट मे बी कॉफी कैन इन्वेस्टिंग, इट कैन बी अनयूजुअल बिलियनर्स, it'll be your victory project, and now behold the Leviathan. And I think there was a couple of books that I'm missing as well in the middle, because आप इतना लिख रहे हो, so it's a little difficult for me to keep track. But of course, I think Diamonds in the Dust, yes.
Unfiltered रह गया, unfiltered रह गया।
Ah.
But I think the common theme, the common theme in all of this is my co-authors. Co-authors, they bring a lot to the table. It's only by co-authoring with other people. Co-authoring से क्या होता है, बात करते हो co-author के साथ, आप एक आइडिया को co-create करते हो, एंड आई थिंक दैट जनरेट्स अ लॉट ऑफ क्लैरिटी ऑफ थॉट्स। एक दूसरे इंसान के साथ आप मिल बैठ के लिख रहे हो। जैसे रक्षित के साथ हमने कॉफी कैन इन्वेस्टिंग लिखी, रक्षित के साथ फिर से हमने डायमंड्स लिखी, ये वाली किताब नंदिता राजहंस के साथ लिखी, हमारे जो फर्म में जो इकोनॉमिस्ट है नंदिता राजहंस। तो जब हम को ऑथर के साथ काम करते हैं, बात करते करते पूरा आइडिया सिंप्लीफाई हो जाता है, एंड दैट हेल्प्स इन कन्वेइंग द आइडिया क्लियरली टू द पब्लिक।
But I don't think so. I'll be very honest with you, क्योंकि I've spoken to Salil, I've spoken to Rakshit, I've spoken to Anupam, और सब लोग एक ही चीज बोलते हैं कि the book doesn't belong to us, the book is 90% or 95% Saurabh, just 5% us.
That's their magnanimity, but I would, if I were you, I wouldn't believe them. They put in
अच्छा.
as much. They put in as much effort as me. I'm quite a, in that sense, I'm quite a mean person. I said, आपका नाम आ रहा है, आप भी क्या मेहनत करोगे, मैं अकेला क्यों मेहनत करूंगा? So this Nandita worked her backside flat to do the research for Behold the Leviathan. Tons of data crunching, tons of meetings. I think कुछ हमने 100-150 फ्लाइट्स लिए होंगे to different parts of the country. मीटिंग्स में नोट्स लेना, फिर नोट्स लेके वापस आके ऑफिस में सिंथेसाइज करना, फिर मेरे 50 नखरे के साथ झेलना कि ऐसे नहीं लिखना, वैसे लिखना है। सो दिस इट्स अ लॉट ऑफ हार्ड वर्क, एंड आई एम नॉट शोइंग फॉल्स मॉडेस्टी हियर। आई genuinely believe that if you collaborate with other people, you benefit, because in explaining an idea to them, you learn from them, and the idea becomes more lucid. Your ability to communicate improves. It's also fun to do something collectively rather than do something in a lonely room by yourself.
Absolutely, absolutely. I completely agree with you. I just wanted to ask you to start with, how did you get onto this name, Leviathan? And what is...
तो हाँ जी, so देखिए, so the whole genesis of the book was हम कोविड के बाद, so कोविड के जैसे 2 साल हम घर में रहे, and then after COVID, around 3 Diwalis ago, Diwali 21, I remember, was the first time we stepped out of our house for almost 19-20 months के बाद. So I remember that the first trip post COVID was actually to Kolhapur. November 21 में हम कोल्हापुर गए, and it felt like you were visiting a new country, right? It had only just been 19 months in the middle, but it felt like it was a new country. There was so much that had changed in that 2-year period, that I felt that, hey, I need to discover India anew. I need to tell my colleagues to discover India anew. And as through November, December 21, we traveled through early months of 22. I said, यार इतना मजा आ रहा है, इतना कुछ सीखने को मिल रहा है, देश इतना profoundly बदला है, that why don't we try to capture this in writing? So we did a series of blogs through 22 and 23. And as those blogs sort of accumulated, several people who read our newsletters and blogs, by the way, it's all free. You can read our newsletters and blogs free. Just go to marcellus.in and you can subscribe free to everything that we write. A lot of people said, yeah, why don't you translate this narrative into a book? So around 2 years ago, we approached Penguin and they agreed to publish the book. So once we were sort of halfway through the book, I started thinking about titles, and Nandita said that, look, let's come up with a title which conveys the fact that India का development is an ambiguous process. Right? A lot of people say India story ऐसे जैसे कि बढ़िया ही है, unequivocal positive है, but development, any country's development is an ambiguous story. And even more importantly, Jinay, the role of the state, the role of the government in development is ambiguous as well. So we wanted a term which conveys the might, the power of India as a republic, the power of the Indian state, but also conveys ambiguity. And Leviathan does that. So just to give the historical context for Leviathan, Leviathan refers to a biblical sea serpent, right? एक समुद्र का नाग, बड़ा सा नाग. But in the context that we have used the word, the word Leviathan was used to refer to government, to state, for the first time by a guy called Thomas Hobbes. Thomas Hobbes was an English economist. 500 साल पहले Thomas Hobbes ने कहा कि सरकार लेवायथन है, government लेवायथन है, and he meant that government is mighty, but it's ambiguous. Government can be a force for the good. It can also be a destructive force, right? And we wanted to convey the ambiguity of the Indian state in the 70 years since independence. The Indian state has played an ambiguous role. It's a mighty state. It's a powerful state. It's a powerful republic, but it has darker sides to it. And we wanted to convey that, both the ambiguity and the awe, the power of it, through the word, through the phrase, behold the Leviathan.
It's very interesting. आप इतना ambiguity you're using this term because even in the book you're writing कि India has always been one step forward or two steps forward, one step behind. So
बिल्कुल जी.
can you just talk us through it कि ये क्या है? Because like you rightly said in the start, everybody is only looking at the very positive things.
हाँ जी. So other than the fact that we wanted to convey what we had found out anew about India, so for example, one of the key pillars of the book is we realized whilst researching the book that in India, women have left men far behind. Education में, jobs में, कमाई में, bank balance में, business success में, women have left men far behind. But for every positive facet of India, there will be a darker side, and more generally, like in any free market, the country goes forward 2 steps and it comes back 1 step. Now, what often happens in India is those who are hell-bent on taking a negative view on India, and there are such people all across the world, they will use that 1 step back to say, बोला था टायर पंक्चर हो गई, कंट्री खत्म है, राइट? अभी निकल लेते हैं किसी ठंडे वेस्टर्न कंट्री के लिए, राइट? एंड ऑन द अदर हैंड, दोज हु आर हेल बेंट ऑन सेइंग इट्स ऑल गुड will say, देखो, look at the 2 steps ahead. We are going to the promised land, the India story, and so on. Development is more ambiguous, and if we understand that, you're able to make better business decisions, better investment decisions. So, for example, the reason I start the book with 2 steps forward and 1 step back is we are living through now an economic downturn. Right? COVID के बाद पहले 3 साल बहुत अच्छे थे. F22, 23, 24, handsome GDP growth, 10-11% nominal GDP growth, 20% corporate earnings growth. But now corporate earnings have conked off. That's a cyclical downturn. ये हर एक free market में होता है. No free market goes up in a straight line, right? You will have business cycles. We're in a cyclical downturn, right? And the more an investor or a CEO can appreciate that, the better placed he is to make economic decisions, investment decisions, because you then realize कि अगर 2-3 क्वार्टर और इकोनॉमी नीचे जाएगी तो मैं वेट करता हूँ ठप हो जाए तब मैं पैसा लगाऊंगा.
But that's how it happens, na? The leaders change in corporate also. You don't see the same leader for a very long period of time. There is a change.
So that's a different cycle. You're saying there'll be cycles of leadership. Different companies will emerge in different industries. Interestingly, till 2020, that wasn't happening in India. till 20 between 2010 and 2020, right? The economy ossified to a great extent, right? Dynamism ghat gayi. We went through, courtesy the challenges of the banking system through 20 from 2010 to 2017 on. Access to funding became much harder. So there was a great deal of ossification in the country say between Lehman Brothers to COVID. Lehman Brothers to COVID was a time of ossification in India. Then a variety of circumstances which we have explained in chapter 3 of the book. A variety of circumstances meant that the post-COVID era was a time of great dynamism, great change. And specifically what we are seeing, and we've described this as vividly as we can in chapter 9 of the book, what we are seeing today in India is roughly 6,000 companies who account for 85% of the nation's profits. केवल 6,000 कंपनी हिंदुस्तान का 85% प्रॉफिट कमाते हैं. These 6,000 companies in the last 3-4 years are growing profits at 25%. Out of these 6,000, the top 1,000 or so are the market leaders, right? These are the companies that we've historically held in our portfolios. A Bajaj Finance, a Divi's Lab, or Dr. Lal Path Labs. ये बड़े कंपनी है, 500 करोड़ से ज़्यादा कमाई है इनकी. Profits are higher than 500 crores. These are market leading companies, giant companies, right? But the most interesting, the most dynamic, the fastest growing part of India is not the top 1,000 companies. It's the 6,000 companies underneath the top 1,000. So we call them challenger franchises. The top 1,000 we call rulers. The next 6,000 we call challengers. And it's the challengers who are growing much faster than the rulers. The challengers typically have profits between 50 to 500 crores. The challengers have profits between 50 to 500 crores. Marcellus would be a smaller end of the challengers way, right? And these guys, the challengers, have leaner, better business models. Their businesses are centered on intellectual property, not physical property. Their businesses are centered around using brands, processes, R&D, clever people, good training to drive corporate profitability. And my reading is, Jinay, and chapter 9 of the book, Nandita and I have been very vocal about this. In the next decade, these 6,000 challengers will attack the top 1,000 rulers. The rulers will come under assault from leaner, fitter, better business models over the next 10 years. And that will make the next 10 years very exciting. वो भी एक प्रकार का 2 steps forward, 1 step back है. So this is Sagar Manthan. This piece I call creative destruction or Sagar Manthan. आपका जो corporate ecosystem है, उसमें जो राजा हैं, जो rulers हैं, बड़े बड़े बाहुबली हैं, उनके ऊपर प्रहार आएगा अगले 10 वर्षों में.
So the reason I asked you this is because आप last leg of the book में
हाँ जी.
ये आप डेटा देते हो and you are actually, it makes a lot of sense. Confusion मुझे कहाँ हुआ was when in the first leg of the book where you are talking about कि जो how India has changed its master narrative में कि unlike in US where tech has created a narrow elite billionaires, India's story is different. Correct. So, but then you're also talking about how SMEs are also not able to pump up their businesses. So SMEs are also struggling. So I agree कि वो 6,000 challengers हैं, वो मेरे को सारा चीज समझ में आ रहा है. बट मेरे को ना वो लिंक क्रिएट नहीं हो रहा है कहीं भी कि अपना बिलियनियर भी बनेगा पर एसएमई भी स्ट्रगल कर रहा है, तो एसएमई से भी दिस पीपल आर नॉट एबल.
So if you look at US tech, no, US tech has basically created giants like Facebook or Meta, like Google or Alphabet, like Microsoft, right? So गिने चुने पसंदीदा माने चुनिंदा 500 लोग, चुनिंदा 500 US tech plutocrats run the tech ecosystem in USA, and they are the people who are wealthiest, most powerful. India में courtesy the India stack, courtesy Jandhan Aadhaar Mobile, courtesy UPI, courtesy DigiLocker, courtesy FASTag, right? In India, we've created digital public infrastructure, right? So America में digital public infrastructure नहीं है. America में Google is private infrastructure created to benefit Google shareholders, right? अमेरिका में माइक्रोसॉफ्ट ऑफिस इज प्राइवेट इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर. बाय द वे हमारा ग्लोबल पोर्टफोलियो में माइक्रोसॉफ्ट के ओनर्स हैं, तो उसका फायदा हमको मिल रहा है. बट अमेरिका में टेक का पैराडाइम रहा है कि प्राइवेट होगा बॉस, प्राइवेट होगा. अमेरिकन कैपिटलिज्म साइज प्राइवेट होगा. टेक्नोलॉजी वो हार्डवेयर हो या सॉफ्टवेयर, वो प्राइवेट होगा और शेयर होल्डर्स को फायदा होगा. Courtesy the vision of Nandan Nilekani ji 14 years ago, and a vision that was continued by Narendra Modi ji. The Indian model has been digital public infrastructure होगी और आम इंसान को फायदा होगा. ठीक है. Now why have SMEs been decimated? तो हमने किताब में चैप्टर 9 में दिखाया है कि the top 7,000 companies account for 85% of profits. There are 1.4 million companies registered in India to pay corporate tax. अगर टॉप 7,000 85% प्रॉफिट घर ले जा रहे हैं तो जाहिर है आउट ऑफ दैट 1.4 मिलियन remaining 1.4 million are making just 15% of India's profits, right? And another way to simplify is 99% of India's companies by number make 2% of the country's profits, right? ये लोग क्यों पिस रहे हैं? ये लोग पिस रहे हैं because until 5-6 years ago इनका profit was tax evasion, right? The vast majority of जो छोटे लघु उद्योग है हिंदुस्तान में उनके लिए बिजनेस करना इतना डिफिकल्ट कर दिया है हमारे देश ने, राइट? इतनी रेड टेप है, इतने रूल्स एंड रेग्स हैं that the only way a decent SME could make a profit was by tax evasion, right? Now, DMON, GST have made it far harder to evade taxes, right? And therefore, most SMEs are having a tough time. In the book, we point out that out of 1.4 million companies registered to pay corporate tax, a million are saying हमारी कोई profitability नहीं है मालिक, कोई हमारा रिटर्न भरने की जरूरत ही नहीं है. Out of 1.4 million, 1 million are saying we have a nil return, profits ही नहीं है. राइट? ठन 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 गोपाल, हम कटोरा लेके घूम रहे हैं, राइट? व्हाई इज दैट? बिकॉज द होल फॉर्मलाइजेशन ऑफ द इकोनॉमी, the formalization of the economy has rendered these companies profitless. What UPI is doing, what the India Stack is doing, is giving them a low-cost digital platform. ONDC, Open Network for Digital Commerce, will further fuel this process. But what the government will need to do, I would submit, is the government will need to pull back red tape for chota businesses, right? जैसे हमारा कंपनी भी अभी छोटा ही है, right? We just about fought our way to becoming a challenger. But I remember starting this business 6 years ago. बिजनेस स्टार्ट करना तो आसान कर दिया है गवर्नमेंट ने, बट एक बार आप शुरू करो तो आपको कुछ 7-8 रूल्स एंड रेग्स के साथ जूझना पड़ता है. Today Marcellus has 90 people, but I remember when there was just 3 of us, and we used to just spend the whole day thinking shops and establishments act में क्या करना है, टैक्स कब भरनी है, सेबी से कब डील करना है, कंपनीज एक्ट में क्या बोला गया है, प्रोविडेंट फंड का क्या करना है, राइट? उसी में जिंदगी निकल जाती थी rather than doing any real work, right? And that just kills small businesses. So if the government of India can pull back red tape, pull back rules and regulations for Laghu Udyog, I think courtesy the India Stack, we will see a revival of the SME. The SME has had a really tough time in the last decade or so as we have formalized the economy. And chapter 9 में ये सागर मंथन का डिस्क्रिप्शन किया गया है.
Correct. ठीक है. So now it sort of makes sense कि from the top 6,000 companies, we are going to see a lot of billionaires coming in, and hopefully, if the red tapeism also comes down, so the next leg of so that's where you say कि वो जो narrow band है जो US में सिर्फ tech ही बन सकता है, India can actually go into manufacturing. India can actually have somebody from a financial services, somebody from a very different area.
हाँ जी. So in the book we point out that one of the good things is because physical infrastructure is also improved dramatically. So last 20 साल में the road highway network has tripled, right? Last 10 साल में the number of people flying on planes has gone up 5x, 6x, right? Last 10 साल में the time taken to transport goods from say Tirupur, which is a textile hub, तिरुपुर से लुधियाना 10 साल पहले सामान पहुंचने में लगता था 8-9 दिन. अब तिरुपुर से लुधियाना 2 दिन या 3 दिन का सफर बन गया है, राइट? सो इफ योर फिजिकल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर improves, it allows manufacturing to become competitive. So in chapter 7 of the book, we've explained why China plus one will work, why in select industries which have a heavy brain component, जैसे कि दवाई, active pharmaceutical ingredients, जैसे कि मोबाइल फोन, स्मार्टफोन्स, राइट? जहाँ पे दिमाग का इस्तेमाल ज़्यादा है, लाइट इंडस्ट्रियल प्रोडक्ट है, heavy infrastructure लोड नहीं है, APIs, medical devices, smartphones fit in that category. India is poised to do quite well. Over the last decade, the improvements in physical infrastructure have allowed us to create a competitive manufacturing ecosystem. And if the government's PLI scheme continues, I think this ecosystem of manufacturing, which is competitive on the global scale, can develop further. What we shouldn't try to do right, is try to become a sweatshop like Bangladesh. वो हमसे ना हो पाएगा, right? Our labor costs are too high compared to Bangladesh. महाराष्ट्र की minimum wage बांग्लादेश के मुकाबले 3 गुना है, right? You're not going to compete with a sweatshop country if your minimum wages are 3x that, right? Land costs in India, land prices are far higher than Vietnam और बांग्लादेश, राइट? तो जो चीज़ हमारे लिए नेचुरल नहीं है, विच इज स्वेट शॉप टाइप वर्क, टी शर्ट बनाना, विंड चीटर बनाना, उससे दूर रहना चाहिए. जहाँ पे दिमाग का इस्तेमाल है, मैन्युफैक्चर्ड प्रोडक्ट जहाँ पे दिमाग का इस्तेमाल है, विल डू रियली वेल.
Actually, I wanted to say this at the end, but आपने इतना अच्छा बोला है, so I'll just push it in the middle only. I think you should
हाँ,
run for office.
अच्छा ऐसा क्या? जब वो
हाँ.
अभी रिटायर करते हैं 20-30 साल बाद, जब फाइनेंस में पूरा बॉडी का पुर्जा पुर्जा ढीला हो जाएगा, तब सोचेंगे.
ठीक है. नहीं, because if you're communicating it so well, आप इतना अच्छे से हमको समझा रहे हो कि exactly की चीजें क्या हैं. We need somebody, without naming
I
things,
think there are other people
somebody
who
out
not
there.
only there are other people who can explain it far better, and they also hold the reins of power. So you and I are in good shape, जिनके पास ताकत है, उनके पास समझाने की क्षमता भी है.
Yeah, मुझे तो नहीं लगता, but it's okay. Moving on from there, I think you've also touched upon a very interesting topic, is rise of Indian women. ये हम लोगों को ना इन ग्राउंड रियलिटी में समझ में आता है. सो व्हेन वी गो टू कॉलेजेस और व्हेन वी जस्ट आस्क देम अ वेरी सिंपल क्वेश्चन कि आपके टॉप 10 स्टूडेंट में फीमेल टू मेल रेशियो बता दो. यूजुअली इट इज 8:2 or something like that. You also put out this very interesting thing. There's a study conducted by Mass Challenge and BCG.
Hmm.
So women may get less funding, but they tend to generate more revenue. So what you've said is that women are better capital allocators than men. So थोड़ा सा उस पर expand करेंगे.
So look, bunch of different things that I think coincided beautifully for Indian women. तो पहली चीज है कि करीबन 10 साल पहले इंडिया reached a stage where there were more girls in primary school than boys, right? I remember vividly that day. Mint का front page का headline था, more girls in primary school than boys, right? I remember being utterly क्या overjoyed था बॉस कि फोड़ दिया बॉस, देश ने फोड़ दिया. We've got more girls in primary school than boys. Now India has reached a stage where primary school, high school, and university, all levels of education, more women than men, and the pass rates for women are far higher than the pass rates for men, right? So Indian women have brains, they're studying, they're getting opportunities, and I can't tell you how profound the transformation is at the rural level, right? So even in conservative northern Indian states, in villages, say Haryana ke gaon mein, parents of conservative families now want the girl to study. Now क्यों ऐसा है, राइट? तो काफी मेरे को दिलचस्प लगा यार, इतनी सोशल सुधार तो हमारे देश में हुई नहीं है, राइट? वी हैवंट हैड सम सोशल रिफॉर्म मूवमेंट व्हिच इज स्वेप्ट अक्रॉस द विलेजेस ऑफ नॉर्थ इंडिया. सो ऐसा कैसे कि हरियाणा के गांव गलिया में वुमेन नाउ पेरेंट्स नाउ वांट देयर गर्ल्स टू स्टडी. फिर क्या खटका कि पैसा बोलता है. द फ्री मार्केट इज गिविंग बेटर जॉब्स टू वुमेन देन मैन. तो फिर हमको क्यूरियोसिटी हुई कि क्यों ऐसा है. तो नंदिता ने काफी सारा रिसर्च किया कि ऐसा क्यों है कि free market is paying girls more than boys, right? So just to keep it very simple, हमारे देश की 65% जीडीपी सर्विसेज है. सर्विसेज मतलब बैंक में काम, होटल में काम, एयरपोर्ट में काम, मीडिया में काम. सर्विसेज में कोई मसल की अहमियत नहीं है, राइट? इफ यू हैव मसल्स यू नॉट गोना बी अ बेटर एम्प्लॉय फॉर अ एयरलाइन और फॉर अ बैंक, राइट? आपको दिमाग चाहिए, आपको शराफत से काम करना आना चाहिए, आपको ठंडे दिमाग से इंटेलेक्चुअल काम करना आना चाहिए, या ठंडे दिमाग से कस्टमर सर्विस करनी चाहिए. Indian women excel at that. They are educated, they are committed, hardworking, patient, and therefore the job market has swung towards Indian women. Even in manufacturing, जैसे आईफोन मेरी आईफोन है, इंडियन वाली आईफोन, बैंगलोर वाली आईफोन है मेरी. 90% of the factory that makes this iPhone, 90% of the factory is women. And Tata and Foxconn are the two people making Bharat FIH that they're called. Tata and Bharat FIH are making phones in India. 90% of the employees are women. I think करीबन 2 लाख लेडीज इंडिया में काम कर रहे हैं आईफोन के मैन्युफैक्चर. वहां पे भी कोई मसल का रोल नहीं है, राइट? सो द जॉब मार्केट is keener to employ women. In Pune, for example, there are entire auto factories where every employee is a woman, right? Um, and because the job market is keener to employ women than men, the families have become keener to get their girls educated, right? It's like seen as a ticket to prosperity कि लड़की पढ़े लिखेगी. इसके दूसरे implications भी हैं. Educated girls are unwilling to pay as much dowry as their predecessors were. But आगे जाते हैं, right? Because women are now earning, getting better jobs than men. RBI के डेटा के तहत last 4 years in urban areas, women's bank balances are fatter than the bank balances of men. Several people give us a patronizing answer, नहीं ये तो इस वजह से है कि मैन कमा के अपने वाइफ के अकाउंट में डाल देता है, कुछ बिजार टैक्स का रियायत मिलेगा, कुछ बकवास सा कुछ सोच था, राइट? kind of regressive सोच which characterizes a lot of people in our country. वो जो कोई बोलता है ना, तभी मेरे को लगता है यार इसका तो टाइम खत्म हो गया इंडिया में, राइट? बट ऐसा नहीं है. वुमेन genuinely earn money. And then if you take it one step further, as you were citing, the RBI data also shows that women borrowers default half as much as men, right? And I found that very interesting. So the same conservative people who say, नहीं नहीं, the reason women के बैंक अकाउंट ज़्यादा है because man दे देता है. So ऐसे अच्छा फिर man chivalrously खुद default करता है, but अपने वाइफ को होता है तू डिफॉल्ट मत कर, ऐसा होता है क्या? So you run into all sorts of crazy people when you write a book, and it's great fun to encounter them because it helps you understand the country better. So the full picture is women are better educated, getting better jobs, starting more businesses. Those businesses are performing better. Ladies की कमाई ज़्यादा है, पैसे ज़्यादा बैंक में हैं, स्टॉक मार्केट में भी अच्छा डाल रहे हैं. Typical woman investor in mutual funds has 25% more AUM than a typical male investor, right? So पूरी क्रांति है. And the best part of the क्रांति जिना is most people refuse to believe ऐसी क्रांति है. वो मेरे को बढ़िया लगता है. Right? When the revolution is upon you and you haven't realized, that's when you really know that you as an investor are going to kill it.
I completely agree with you. In fact, I was at a college a few weeks back, and because आपका ये जो पूरा chapter मैंने पढ़ के, I mean, I had read it. I was just telling them, मैंने ना खाली छोटा सा experiment किया. I just said, you know, the top girls of the class just get up. तीन चार लड़कियां खड़ी हुई. I said, how's your dating scene? तो उन्होंने खुद बोला, कॉलेज में तो कोई है ही नहीं हमारे लायक.
हाँ जी, तो ये बहुत बड़ी इश्यू है, काफी बड़ी समस्या है, राइट? काफी बड़ी समस्या है हमारे फैमिली में भी. लॉट ऑफ द गर्ल्स आर सेइंग थोड़ा थोड़ा मैरिज मार्केट में क्वालिटी ऑफ मेन वर्सेस क्वालिटी ऑफ वुमेन में थोड़ा डिस्पैरिटी आ रहा है. इसका शायद कुछ करना पड़ेगा इन ड्यू कोर्स, बट फॉर नाउ वी फोकस ऑन मोर प्रैक्टिकल इश्यूज सच एज GDP growth and stock market.
नहीं, but it's very interesting when you say कि I think जो आपने अभी बोला ना,
अच्छा जिना, इसका और एक डायमेंशन देखते हैं, ठीक है?
हाँ,
Women now have clearly, women today have more agency, more rights, more power than they did decade ago. But all of this is because the free market said, यार we're gonna employ more women and pay them more. किसी NGO ने कुछ नहीं फोड़ा, ऐसा नहीं कि सिविल सोसाइटी ने बड़ा आंदोलन चलाया and उससे परिवर्तन आ गई, right? Now, on the other hand, had the people who run our country, had they not invested in girls' education for 20, 30 years, had the state not invested in girls' education, then that whole educational revolution wouldn't have happened. But on the other hand, हमारी देश डेमोक्रेसी है, पॉलिटिकल नेता को पता है बॉस यहाँ पे वोट मिलेंगे. So today more women vote in elections than men. Right? Now look at the dynamic that it creates. Because more women vote, the politician is now incentivized to look after women, which results in more women voting, which results in more benefits for women, which results in men, getting vexed कि क्या हो गया, right? So ये जो cycle है, I think is immensely positive, and that's what gives me belief that अगले 10 साल में एक revolution यहाँ पे आ जाएगा.
it's sort of a flywheel, right? वो motion में हो गया है. Now you can't stop it.
That's right. You put it nicely. Yes.
And the most interesting thing was when you wrote about, India's tech sector, sorry.
हाँ जी.
Tech sector that show that women in technology earn on average 7% more than men.
हाँ.
I think this was a driving point.
हाँ. Now a lot of people said ऐसा नहीं है, they said अरे हमने तो HR को फोन किया इंडिया के बड़े टेक कंपनीज में, उन्होंने तो बोला सेम देते हैं. What do you think? Are you gonna call up HR? Will they say we pay women more? Right? They're not going to do that, right? So I said the mental model to use to understand this is Indians in the United States. Right? As many people know, the most prosperous ethnic minority in America is Indians. सबसे ज़्यादा पैसे हिंदुस्तानियों के पास है यूएस में. पर कैपिटा इनकम ऑफ द इंडियन पॉपुलेशन इन अमेरिका इज far higher than any other minority. In fact, per capita population of Indians there is higher than even say people of European descent. ठीक है. Now ऐसा कैसे हुआ? No company has a policy that we will pay Indians more, no? So how did it happen? Because Indians went there, worked hard, studied harder, worked their butts flat in the offices and rose in the world. So same चीज हो रही है टेक में लेडीज के साथ. Right? So it's not that tech companies wake up in the morning and say, we're going to pay our women more. Just that women work harder and therefore get paid more. But hey, it's difficult convincing conservative men about this.
But you pinched them rightly.
मेरे को क्या फर्क पड़ता है? Our job is to make money. We're going and loading up on stuff which women spend on, services and goods that women spend on, and पैसे कमाने को मिल रहे हैं. The longer it takes rest of the people to accept this, the better it is for us.
In fact, I was reading after that, my wife Namrata was also reading the book. And there's this on the 82nd page, where you write about India's women entrepreneurs are the best suited to cater to the needs of Indian women customers because they understand the pain points better than anyone else. And she was like, this is bang on. बस ये तो आप उनके साथ बात करके ही रहना.
So
Because
thank you.
when she looks at
Thank you to
Nykaa, when she looks at others.
So hopefully Namrata is listening, but I think a lot of credit for the woman chapter goes to my colleague Nandita because I realized, and that was one of the explicit reasons I wanted Nandita to work hard on the book. I realized that there's a lot of things about Indian women that a man simply can't wrap his head around, right? And therefore realized that rather than my trying to do research on what women want, वो शायद इस जन्म में हो नहीं पाएगा मुझसे ठीक से. Let me get a bright young woman professional to do the needful. And I think the chapters sparkles with research and perspective, courtesy the work she's put into that chapter.
I think we should really give her the credit of, finally drilling down to the point. Of course, आप और नंदिता दोनों to finally drill down to the point कि जहाँ पे physical labor अभी इंडिया में कम हो रहा है. That's the reason why women are more working. And I mean, the point that you said, it's more of mental work and women are more preferred out there. To come to this point, it's not very easy. It intuitively सही लगता है.
हाँ
But
जी.
to actually come down to this point.
तो जरा मैं और एक चीज बताता हूँ. So let's do it one more, even more provocative. ये वाला provocative चीज किताब में नहीं है, ठीक है?
अच्छा.
So
Okay.
a lot of things which were historically physical are no longer so. तो जैसे farming courtesy modern tractors, courtesy modern technology, farming में उतना मसल का रोल रहा नहीं. और जिस हद तक रहा, फार्मिंग में जो मजदूरी वाला एलिमेंट है, फार्मिंग में जो ब्रूटल रॉ लेबर वाला एलिमेंट है, उसके लिए बिकॉज देयर इज एनॉर्मस अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट इन नॉर्दर्न इंडिया, आपको माइग्रेंट लेबर नॉर्थ इंडिया मिल जाता है. सो इसका नतीजा क्या हो रहा है? दैट मोस्ट ऑफ द मैन have left the villages to work in the cities. Their wives have stayed behind, and the wives are now running the farms. So this morning in the Indian Express, I found a lovely story, read a lovely story about a lady called Amrinder Kaur Dhaliwal. She's in Punjab. She's running a farm. Her husband, like many Punjabi men, has gone off to Canada to earn. अब story क्या है Indian Express की? That this lady is earning more on the farm, right? इतनी farm की productivity ने बढ़ा दी. She's I think she's got a master's and she was studying for a PhD. Then she had to stop that and run the farm. She's running Amrinder Kaur Dhaliwal ji is running more from running the farm in Punjab than her husband is earning in Canada. Right? So even preconceived notions of women doing mazduri or low end work, वो भी हमको revisit करना पड़ेगा धीरे धीरे, because technology and the modern labor market is making muscle subservient to brain. Right? Muscle and machines are subservient to the brain. If women are better educated and have more brains in how to run, whether it's SMEs or farms, they will end up making more money there compared to men.
Really interesting, I think. इसको थोड़ा time जाएगा for a lot of people to settle in and actually accept what is really happening.
The longer they take, the better. No, ज़्यादा पैसा कमाएंगे हम लोग.
Of course. Absolutely.
So just make sure this podcast doesn't go to too many people, right? We don't want them to know about these things.
ठीक है. आप ऐसा बोलोगे ना तो you know what you're doing, right? It's reverse psychology. अब जितना बोलोगे कि ज्यादा लोगों के पास नहीं है, ज्यादा लोग जाएंगे.
इतनी Freudian insights मेरे पास नहीं है.
ठीक है। नहीं, सबको ये लगेगा अच्छा सौरभ के पास ना कुछ तो ऐसा होगा जो हमको नहीं जानने देना है।
हाँ
तो हम
जी।
और जाएंगे देखने के लिए।
चलो, hopefully they'll do it. I mean, jokes apart, if people read the book, we'll be grateful if they read the book, but they'll also benefit from reading Behold the Leviathan.
I just wanted to talk about the effort that it goes, to come down to these sort of epiphanies or these sort of, clear cut messages जो अभी क्लियर दिखता है।
हाँ
बट
जी, हाँ हाँ।
अगर ये बुक नहीं होता तो शायद मुझे भी ऐसा थॉट नहीं आता, इज व्हाट आई वाज ट्राइंग टू से।
Yeah, I see. I mean, yeah, to be fair, it takes 2 years of traveling, thinking, reading, traveling, thinking, reading, and that's why, I go back to where we began the discussion. Having a co-author is useful क्योंकि थोड़ा काफी इंटेंस होता है। आपको दिन में 10-12 घंटे आप ट्रैवल करते हो, 8-9 लोगों से मिलते हो, then you have to soak it all in, फिर on the flight back or at the airport at the coffee shop you need to figure out यार सीखे क्या। ये जरा इतने 10 लोगों से मिले कोल्हापुर में, या लुधियाना में 10 लोगों से मिले, या त्रिचिरापल्ली में 10 लोगों से मिले। What is the takeaway? How do we piece it together into something which we can use as investors? And once we use it as investors and say "अरे, इसमें तो दम है," then we say चलो इसको किताब में डालते हैं, right? तो वो journey is a 2-year journey, and this is why I've lost most of my hair over the last few years. वो घूम घूम के सोच सोच के दिमाग खराब हो जाता है।
ठीक है, सो I'll just hop on to the next chapter, the rise of new educated elite. मेरे को ना खाली एक ही पॉइंट है यहाँ पे, या तो मुझे सही से समझ में नहीं आया है या तो मुझे थोड़ा सा कंट्रोवर्शियल लगा है। व्हेन यू आर टॉकिंग अबाउट कि a majority of promoters and executive directors of Nifty 50 companies are neither IIT or IIM, so nor graduates from any foreign university. Now, when we are talking about educated elite, और आप सडनली यहाँ पे बोल रहे हो, क्योंकि सी हमारे माइंड में कैसा है, एजुकेटेड एलिट मतलब आईआईटी आईएमए, राइट? एंड सडनली यू आर टॉकिंग अबाउट कि उनका नंबर कम हो रहा है, एंड वी आर सीइंग द अदर्स वो नॉट एज एजुकेटेड आर रनिंग द टॉप 50 कंपनीज ऑफ इंडिया।
तो देखिए, नंबर एब्सोल्यूट टर्म्स में नंबर कम नहीं हो रहा है। एब्सोल्यूट टर्म्स में नंबर्स आर ब्रॉडली द सेम, परहैप्स गोइंग अप अ लिटिल बिट, बट काफी इजी है। सो मानिए टिपिकल बोर्ड ऑफ अ निफ्टी कंपनी हैज 10 डायरेक्टर, ठीक है, और देयरफॉर 50 निफ्टी 50, 50-500 डायरेक्टर ऑन द बोर्ड्स ऑफ निफ्टी कंपनीज। Till a decade ago, the majority of these 500 directors would be either IIT or IIM or educated abroad. What the data clearly shows is now that's no longer the case. ठीक है, अब अभी किस लिए नहीं है, राइट? हु इज द डायरेक्टर? टिपिकल निफ्टी कंपनी डायरेक्टर, द डोमिनेंट स्पीशीज इन अ निफ्टी बोर्डरूम नाउ इज द लोकल ग्रेजुएट, राइट? क्यों है ऐसा? व्हाई इज द डोमिनेंट स्पीशीज द लोकल ग्रेजुएट्स, राइट? सो जस्ट टू स्टेप बैक एंड थिंक अबाउट इट, राइट? जब इंडिया में इकोनॉमी छोटी थी, टाइटली कंट्रोल थी बाय नैरो एलीट, सड़कें अच्छी नहीं थी, एयरलाइन कनेक्टिविटी पुअर थी, यूपीआई नहीं था, इंडिया स्टैक नहीं था, in a tiny country, like a village-like country almost, right? A village-like country, geographical scale पे बड़ा था इंडिया, but almost village style economy थी। तो वहां पे गिने चुने लोग ही देश को कंट्रोल करते थे। Over the last 10 years, over the last 20 years, the highway network has trebled, broadband activity has exploded, airline connectivity is up 5x in the last 10 years, 20 or 30x in the last 20 years. You created a vast ecosystem. इतने बड़े इकोसिस्टम में किसी छोटे एलिट का ग्रिप रखना बहुत मुश्किल हो गया है, एंड एज अ रिजल्ट अपॉर्चुनिटी हैज गॉट डेमोक्रेटाइज्ड, ठीक है? तो ये पहला पॉइंट है। देयर इज एन इवन डीपर पॉइंट व्हिच आई सॉफ्ट पेडल समवॉट, परहैप्स किसी फ्यूचर बुक में सॉफ्ट पेडल नहीं करूंगा। वो डीपर पॉइंट क्या है? दिस परस्यूट ऑफ एग्जाम में नंबर लाएंगे, फिर ये रैंक आएगी, फिर हम कहीं बड़े जगह पे जाएंगे, फिर कोई बड़ा सा ठप्पा पड़ेगा हमारे ऊपर, ये पूरी परस्यूट बेकार हो गई है इंडिया में, right? So just to explain why this pursuit of educational attainment and this kind of cherished educational institutions में पढ़ाई करना, ये किस लिए बेकार चीज बन गई है? मानिए जिन्हें आप या मैं किताब लिखते हैं, right? So I went to some prestigious Videshi university. Does anybody give a monkeys which where I studied? I don't think they do. They shouldn't either, right? आप Behold the Leviathan पढ़ोगे, अगर आपको इंटरेस्ट है थीम में, इंडिया वाले थीम में, and you'll read it for a couple of pages. If it doesn't grip you, you'll throw the book away. Where I have studied has no relevance to whether you read the book or you don't read the book, right? So where Nandita studied, where I've studied, what rank I got in my class 12 exams or in my undergrad, whether I got first class or didn't get class, whether the dean's list में मैं था या नहीं, भाड़ में जाए वो सब कुछ, right? That whole, it's called the meritocracy trap, most of most of the Indian business crowd which has succeeded they've escaped the meritocracy trap. The meritocracy trap is getting caught in these false symbols of educational attainment. तो ये वाली दुनिया खत्म हो गई है एंड स्मार्ट बिजनेस पीपल हैव रियलाइज यार पढ़ाई लिखाई अपनी जगह पे है. यू नीड नॉलेज, यू डोंट नीड क्रेडेंशियलिंग. जो लोग अभी भी क्रेडेंशियल्स के पीछे भाग रहे हैं उनके लिए आई थिंक अगले 10 वर्षों में बहुत दुख दर्द आगे है. जो लोग नॉलेज के पुजारी हैं, नॉलेज के भूखे हैं, उनके लिए इंडिया बढ़िया जगह है. राइट राइट सो दिस इज अ कंट्री विच रिवॉर्ड्स नॉलेज बट लॉट ऑफ पीपल इक्वेट नॉलेज विद क्रेडेंशियलिंग. राइट सो क्रेडेंशियल्स का जमाना डेड है, गॉन है. Whether you're writing books, whether you're running a YouTube channel, whether you're a social media influencer or you're selling papad to the public, nobody gives a monkeys आपके credentials क्या है. लोग बोल रहे हैं प्रोडक्ट दिखाओ, सामान दिखाओ, अगर अच्छी है तो खरीदेंगे, बेकार है तो आप भले ही आईआईटी कानपुर के टॉपर हो, हमको कोई दिलचस्पी नहीं है आपके प्रोडक्ट में.
So, sir, there are a lot of questions here. But before going into it, there's this one thing जो book में है and it really touched me and I really wanted to talk about it. It comes in your Global Capability Center boom वाला chapter
हाँ
where
जी.
you're taking a train from New York to Boston and you're meeting this lady who's working on her MacBook.
हम्म.
And when you are talking to her, she's saying कि हमारा जो कोडिंग टीम है वो तो आउटसोर्स्ड है पुणे में. वी आर डूइंग द डिजाइनिंग बिट हियर एंड because it's just a few hundreds of thousands of dollars that they are able to spend and they are able to get. And then you also talk about the average salary of GCC is somewhere around 9 lakhs, if I read that correctly. I think GCC is one interesting boom जो मैंने सिर्फ आपकी बुक में पढ़ा है. आई हैव नॉट बीन एबल टू कैप्चर अ लॉट ऑफ अंडरस्टैंडिंग, आई मीन डिटेल्ड अंडरस्टैंडिंग या फिर वेरी क्लियर अंडरस्टैंडिंग ऑफ जीसीसी बूम इन इंडिया फ्रॉम एनीवेयर एल्स. सो इफ यू कैन टेक सम टाइम आउट टॉक अबाउट दैट पार्ट एज वेल.
हाँ जी. तो देखिए क्या हो गया है कि वेस्ट में डेमोग्राफी एंड स्पेशली डेमोग्राफी इन द मिडिल क्लास इन द वेस्ट has reached a stage where there simply aren't that many young people from middle class families in the West who are university age getting educated, right? And if they are from middle class families in the UK or US or Germany and they are getting educated, they either want to work in Silicon Valley or they want to work in finance in London or New York, right? कोई पढ़ा लिखा ब्रिटिश फैमिली का, माई पेरेंट्स स्टिल लिव इन द यूके, आई स्टिल हैव प्लेंटी ऑफ फैमिली. मेरे जो रिश्तेदार है यूके यूएस में, उनके जो बच्चे हैं, जो होनहार बच्चे हैं, वो पढ़ लिख के उनको कोई इच्छा नहीं है कि हम वर्जिन अटलांटिक के बैक ऑफिस में अकाउंट्स पेरोल करेंगे या मार्केटिंग करेंगे वर्जिन अटलांटिक का, या हम वेल्स फार्गो का टेक टीम में बैठ के यूएस के किसी सेकेंड ईयर थर्ड टाउन में काम करेंगे, या बैंक ऑफ अमेरिका के लिए हम शार्लेट में काम करेंगे. राइट सो जो मेरे रिलेटिव्स हैं उनके बच्चे सब चालू बच्चे हैं, वो यूएस यूके में पढ़ाई लिखाई करके क्या करेंगे, गारंटी से बोलता हूँ, आइदर वो वॉल स्ट्रीट में फोड़ेंगे या वो सिलिकॉन वैली जाएंगे. राइट दैट्स वेयर ability goes. Right so that's the first dimension. Right the result of this is that if you look at both Europe and America, especially America, the number of vacancies for white collar jobs, the number of empty white collar jobs exceeds the supply of applicants for those jobs. Right massive shortage hai in not just coding but HR, finance, sales, marketing, इत्यादि. Right तो ये पहला मुद्दा हो गया है कि demographically and from an opportunity perspective there simply aren't enough people in the Western world who want to do this. Right and naturally therefore these jobs are coming to India. Our country produces 10 million graduates a year, and people in Bangalore, Hyderabad, Indore, Nashik, Pune, Gurgaon, Mohali will happily work for Wells Fargo or for Virgin Atlantic or for Bank of America, and they'll not only work happily, they'll put in a whole structured career program in place in finance, in HR, in sales, marketing, etc. And unsurprisingly, therefore, every week 2 to 3 global capability centers are opening. Right तो करीबन 1700 GCCs हैं, हर हफ्ते 2-3 नए खुल रहे हैं. Right एवरेज सैलरी 9 लाख है. सीनियर पर्सन इन अ जीसीसी विल अर्न 30-40 lakhs. अच्छी मिडिल क्लास लाइफ बन जाती है उसकी, स्ट्रक्चर्ड करियर मिलता है. अगर एक जीसीसी में बोर हो गया तो दूसरे जीसीसी में जा सकता है. जीसीसी की जॉब मार्केट काफी फ्लूइड है. इट्स अ लार्ज लिक्विड जॉब मार्केट. राइट एंड दिस इज गोना कंटिन्यू. 1700 है. I'm pretty confident 2-3 से बढ़ते रहेंगे. It's already a $200 billion sector. I think it will become far bigger in the years ahead. Basically, the entire world's office work will end up being done in India. Now, even better is because हमारे देश में कुछ 70 एयरपोर्ट बन गए last 10 years में. Wherever airports are coming up in smaller towns and cities, GCCs are moving there. So rather than another 100 GCCs going to Bangalore, Bangalore already has massive infrastructure issues. Rather than 100 more GCCs going to Bangalore, more likely than not, they'll go to places like Tirunelveli in Tamil Nadu, or Coimbatore in Tamil Nadu, or Indore in MP, and that's great because then Bangalore ka congestion exacerbate nahi ho raha, and tier 2, tier 3 cities in our country are going to develop further as the GCC boom spreads there, and you're going to get, as if you get airports there and good housing and good schools, those professionals 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 lakh kamane wale professionals will happily stay in Indore or a Jaipur, and quality of life is terrific in these places. In fact, quality of life in these cities is better than what I enjoy in Mumbai. सो अच्छा बूम है. वेस्ट के लिए अच्छा है, दे गेटिंग दे वर्क डन ओवर हियर. हमारे देश के लिए अच्छा है, वाइट कॉलर आबादी को जॉब मिल रही है. देश के डेवलपमेंट के लिए अच्छा है बिकॉज प्रॉस्पेरिटी स्प्रेड्स बियॉन्ड द बिग 4-5 मेट्रोज इनटू another 20-30 cities.
even those tier 2 tier 3 towns themselves start developing, वो जो आजू
हम्म,
बाजू का पूरा बूम चालू हो जाता है,
हाँ
then
जी,
you see the likes of Zomatos and the Swiggies talking about why they want to now target beyond
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल बिल्कुल. So places like Indore, Jaipur, Dehradun, uh, Coimbatore, Tirunelveli, they're great fun to visit because they are still pleasant cities, but they're also very modern. Right? They're very modern. They have all the amenities that we have in Mumbai without the traffic, the pollution, the craziness that Mumbai or Bangalore life entails.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I think the आज का जो youth है, the Gen Zs or the millennials, they're ready to move.
Hmm.
They're not the ones जो एक one city one life करेंगे. They're happy to move to multiple cities because even during COVID, I remember my friends telling me, अच्छा work from home ही है तो अभी कहीं और चले जाते हैं. We'll probably be in Himachal sometime, and for two
Hmm.
three months we'll take a homestay. We'll work from there.
वो थोड़ा सा जब बच्चे स्कूल में जाते हैं थोड़ा करने की क्षमता कम हो जाती है, बट हाँ, जब तक बच्चे नहीं होते वो सब कर सकते हो आप.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we'll take some questions from the audience as well. First of all, ना जिन जिन को चाहिए कि इंडिया की फ्यूचर इकोनॉमी कैसे दिखेगा, आई थिंक यू शुड स्टार्ट फर्स्ट रीड द बुक, क्योंकि वो बुक में सब कुछ है. तो आप यहाँ पे पूछोगे तो might as well read the book then. There's an interesting question from Jinal. She is a finance student
हम्म.
and she wants to know what are the key lessons you learned in your career along the way that has helped you, succeed in this financial world.
I know past tense I'm still learning lessons. हर रोज कुछ सीखने को मिलता है, but if I just had to sort of simplify बहुत कुछ into one is, when you're a young professional in your mid 20s, even I my case till my mid 30s, right? You're very concerned कि बाकी लोग क्या सोच रहे हैं, दूसरे लोग क्या बोलेंगे, conventional wisdom क्या है, for example, I'm an investor, so investment में जो गुरु लोग हैं उनकी क्या सोच है, वॉरेन बफेट जी ने क्या बोला है, पीटर लिंच जी ने क्या बोला है. तो जब आप यंग होते हो, you're not confident, at least I wasn't confident about myself. तो बाकी लोगों की क्या सोच है, रिसीव्ड विजडम में बहुत हम ऑब्सेस थे. And then as you get older and you go through a few iterations of taking on board received wisdom and then realizing that it's not as good as it was made out to be. And then dhire dhire you build up your confidence and you start thinking about the world from first principles as opposed to theories given to you by others. So as you start thinking about the world from first principles, you come up with your own points of view on how things can be done. And that in turn allows you to build your own school of thought. फिर आप उसको आर्टिकुलेट करते हो, अपने लाइफ में इम्प्लीमेंट करते हो, और जब वो चल पड़ती है फिर आपको कॉन्फिडेंस होता है कि नॉट ओनली हैव आई गॉट समथिंग ओरिजिनल, समथिंग न्यू टू से, it actually works, right? And I do it and it works. And then as you get towards the age of 50, I'm not there yet, 2 साल में 50 हो जाऊंगा, you stop worrying about what other people are saying and you start thinking deeper about how can I see the world from perspectives that other people cannot see. So that transition I think is very useful from being obsessed about दूसरे लोग क्या बोल रहे हैं to focusing more on how can I see the world through new lenses, right? I wish I had sort of figured this out when I was 30. I think Nandita, my colleague, she'll figure this. She's already figured it out, right? तो जो younger generation है उनके पास courtesy social media, courtesy easier access to books, courtesy easier access to travel across the world. I think they're gonna by their mid 30s they'll be far more confident that यार बाकी लोग क्या बोल रहे हैं भाड़ में जाए, सौरभ मुखर्जी क्या बोल रहे हैं भाड़ में जाए, अपनी क्या सोच है इस मुद्दे में उसको ले आए. I think that's a very good journey. I think that's a very good journey to make. And I think if you are a ambitious professional, I'm sure you'll make that journey far quicker than I did.
Correct. I think these Gen Zers are far more ambitious than I think we were.
हाँ जी, हाँ जी.
There's a very interesting question from Sham Mukund. Thoda sa something, even we think about at times. This is about manufacturing. Now, वो क्या बोलता है कि I mean, still we are not able to scale the manufacturing infrastructure the way we should be. So, what are your thoughts around it? Plus, when we are talking about China plus one and everything, so.
नहीं, so वो बदल गया है. I think last 3-4 साल में we are getting colossal factories coming up. As I travel around India, as I travel for this book, as I travel for work, we're seeing colossal factories coming up. They're producing world-class stuff at world-class cost structures, even without PLI, even without subsidies from the government of India. These companies are globally competitive. We've invested in several of them. There'll be more coming up. And ये परिवर्तन आया है. As I said, infrastructure improve हुआ है. In South India, law and order is of a high order. Levels of education, professional capability, availability in South India is of a high order. So especially in peninsular India, and in peninsular, we explain in the book. We explain in the book that peninsular India accounts for a quarter of India's population, but two-thirds of India's growth. So एक 1/4 population peninsular India में, but 2/3 GDP growth वहाँ पे है. Peninsular India has become. Last week I took some of our American clients, some of the American institutions who allocate money with us. We took them to South India, and they were blown away by the quality of factories, the quality of manufacturing. Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Telangana, Andhra are world-class manufacturing centers now. नॉर्दर्न इंडिया का चैलेंज दूसरा है. नॉर्दर्न इंडिया में सोशल चैलेंजेस आई थिंक दूसरे लेवल पे है. साउथ इंडिया इज ऑलरेडी अ वर्ल्ड क्लास, बट द कैवियट इज दिस, ये कपड़े वपड़े बनाने का सीन मुश्किल रहेगा, राइट? लेबर इंटेंसिव स्टफ, low value add labor intensive stuff, I think it's difficult to make a lot of money in it. But if you're making electronics, electrical parts, you're making medical equipment, you're making dawai or active pharmaceutical ingredients, you're making highly engineered auto components, you're making cars, I think those sorts of things, we're already world class, and I think we'll get even better in the years ahead.
And in your research, is the labor skilled enough to actually be
two
absorbed
parts actually.
in a
So
company?
partly labor की जरूरत नहीं रही कुछ, right? Everything is so highly automated, right? So आप दूध के फैक्ट्री में जाओ. We went to the world's largest ice cream factory 2 weeks ago. World's largest ice cream factories in Telangana. Everything is automated, barring packaging, barring putting the ice cream into डब्बा, cardboard का डब्बा, which ladies do. कोई इंसान की जरूरत नहीं है वहाँ पे. Similarly, last week we took our American investors to see a motorcycle company we'd invested in. The whole thing is robotized. The only employees in the factory are women putting some of the parts of the motorcycle together. Everything else is robotized. The robots are also Indian. The robots are no longer Chinese or German. Indian robots, half the price of German robots, made by Desi engineers. World-class manufacturing. It's one of the best bikes India produces. बड़ा export market भी है इस bike का. तो लेबर की अब इशू नहीं रही है, राइट? लेबर आपको चाहिए मैन्युफैक्चरिंग से कम ज्यादा सर्विसेज में, फाइनेंशियल सर्विस.
Wouldn't that give rise to this unemployment and all these?
So unemployment will be a massive crisis in the next 2 years, which is one of the reasons I'm telling everybody that थोड़ा सा अपना excitement पे control करो. This is a cyclical economic downturn. We will see large scale middle class unemployment in this downturn, but the labor market will adjust, right? Already bot training, YouTubers, gig economy, dark web पे काम. Our estimate is already ये 4 headings के अंदर ही already कुछ 20-30 मिलियन लोग काम कर रहे हैं. ये वाली आबादी फूलेगी. डार्क वेब पे काम, बॉट ट्रेनिंग का काम, गिग इकोनॉमी का काम, यूट्यूब और सोशल मीडिया इन्फ्लुएंसिंग, सोशल मीडिया मार्केटिंग का काम, ये फूलेगा. बट ये बड़े कंपनी में जॉब मिल के प्रमोशन पाना, ये पूरी स्टोरी खत्म हो जाएगी. Large companies are going to employ increasingly few people, courtesy robotization in factories and AI in the office, right? बड़े पैमाने पे डिसलोकेशन होगा. मिडिल क्लास का डिसलोकेशन होगा. And this is a free market economy. The government cannot and should not intervene in this, and people will find new things to do in the gig economy. किसी का गिग कोड लिखना होगा, किसी का गिग बॉट को ट्रेन करना होगा, किसी का गिग स्विगी जोमेटो होगा. अलग अलग होंगे, गिग्स अलग होंगे, बट मिडिल क्लास का कोर सोर्स ऑफ एम्प्लॉयमेंट आज से 10 साल बाद will be the gig economy, not some salaried job at either a prestigious bank or a prestigious pharma company or a prestigious auto company. वो वाला story I think खत्म है आज.
I think the shop owners story that is getting also decimated now. खत्म नहीं है वो
हाँ
अभी.
जी. सो क्या होगा, ये जो क्विक कॉमर्स है वो फिर से लूप करेगा. आई थिंक आज से 10 साल बाद क्विक कॉमर्स विल नॉट रन द डार्क स्टोर देमसेल्व्स. जो आज किराना स्टोर ओनर है, आज से 10 साल बाद मेरे ख्याल से वो फ्रेंचाइजी बन जाएगा ब्लिंकिट का या जेप्टो का. राइट. सो डार्क स्टोर आज आज मुलुंड में या पवई में या पनवेल में जो डार्क स्टोर है, आज ब्लिंकिट खुद चलाता है. 10 साल बाद ब्लिंकिट बोलेगा यार डार्क स्टोर फ्रेंचाइजी चलाएगा, मेरे पास ऐप होगी, ब्रांड मेरी होगी, सारा नेगोशिएशन विथ नेस्ले पीएनजी जो भी है उसके साथ मैं करूँगा, मेरे प्लेटफॉर्म पे सामान खरीदा जाएगा. लेकिन जो लास्ट माइल है लोकल डार्क स्टोर वो किराना वाला चलाएगा. किराना वाला डजंट हैव टू बी, he'll still sit there in the गल्ला, बट सारा सामान ऐप से खरीदा जाएगा. सो ये फिर
Correct.
से चर्न होगा. सो भयंकर स्ट्रक्चरल चेंज आ रहा है, अच्छी चेंज आ रही है. दिस इज हाउ एन इकोनॉमी गेट्स मोर एफिशिएंट. एंड इफ द किराना स्टोर ओनर वांट्स टू राइज इन द वर्ल्ड, ही विल से यार मेरी जोमेटो ब्लिंकिट की डार्क स्टोर चल पड़ी, let me now call up Falguni ji at Nykaa and see if I can run a dark store for Nykaa. Right? Because Nykaa की भी dark store होगी. Because my colleagues who order Nykaa या my wife and daughter when they order Nykaa, आज से 10 साल बाद they're not going to be ready to wait for one day. आज तो एक दिन बाद आता है. They'll say बस Nykaa अभी order किया है, 2 घंटे में चाहिए. So my younger colleagues, right? So last week when we were taking these American investors around India, we got off at some airport, I think Chennai में or Delhi में we got off. And one colleague of mine said मैं अपने socks पहनना भूल गया. What to say? I just thought, whatever. I mean, socks पहनना भूल गए, क्या करें? आज सारे दिन नंगे पाँव घूमो. तो he said नहीं, मैं just QCOM दबाता हूँ. And he ordered on quick commerce. 5 मिनट में दिल्ली एयरपोर्ट में उसकी सॉक्स आ गई. राइट. तो हमारे जनरेशन के लिए एलियन है, बट फॉर दैट जनरेशन इट्स डिफॉल्ट कि अगर मेरे को सॉक्स चाहिए, मेरे को 5 मिनट में सॉक्स चाहिए, एक दिन बाद नहीं, 2 दिन बाद नहीं. Similarly, I think my daughter's generation, when she will need makeup, she'll need it right there, right then. जैसे हमारे ऑफिस में कुछ 2 बंदे चेस खेल रहे थे, मैं देख रहा था 2 हफ्ते पहले, तो उनको इच्छा हुई चेस खेलने की, उन्होंने क्विक कॉमर्स पे चेस बोर्ड मंगवा लिया, 5 मिनट बाद चेस बोर्ड आ गई. राइट. सो द होल नेचर ऑफ कॉमर्स विल चेंज एंड देयरफॉर बैक टू द किराना स्टोर ओनर. The kirana store owner could end up running dark stores for multiple brands. The brand will make the money, but the kirana store owner will get around 15% return on capital for running the dukaan, and perhaps he might end up doing the last mile as well. Although more likely than not, दुकान से पिकअप करेगा 3PL. किराना स्टोर ओनर के ब्लिंकिट के ऐप पे सामान ऑर्डर होगा, किराना स्टोर ओनर के वहां से बाइक राइडर आके सामान उठा के जिनय के घर में पहुंचा देगा. वो बाइक राइडर 3PL का एम्प्लॉय होगा, किराना स्टोर ओनर सेल्फ एम्प्लॉयड होगा, उसको ब्लिंकिट एक कमीशन देगी, एंड जिन्हें होगा ब्लिंकिट का क्लाइंट.
Right. I think it's very interesting. Very interesting. So he will remain the same because उसके पास real estate है, but his avatar will change.
हाँ जी.
I think
Yeah.
it's very
His
interesting.
avatar. उसको at the moment my wife calls up the kirana store and places the order on the phone. She won't do that. She'll just do it on the app, and सामान घूम फिर के वहीं पाएगा. But the margin, the operating profit margins will shift from the manufacturer. The branded manufacturer will have to give up margin to Blinkit, because Blinkit will say, I control a big part of retail commerce in, say, the city of Bombay. तो बार्गेनिंग पावर ब्लिंकिट की तगड़ी हो जाएगी. आज के डेट में वो बार्गेनिंग पावर फ्रैगमेंटेड है. राइट. छोटे बहुत सारे दुकानदार हैं, वो एकजुट बल के बार्गेन नहीं कर रहे. बट ब्लिंकिट विल बार्गेन ऑन बिहाफ ऑफ millions of customers, and therefore operating margin, profit margin will shift from the brand owner to the guy who controls the retail ecosystem.
This in turn will mean more money, more gig jobs, more money coming into investments, mutual funds.
तो यही सागर मंथन है, और ये चीज लोग समझते हैं, इसलिए वो रोने बैठ जाते हैं कि अरे बॉस AI आ रही है, सब खत्म हो जाएगा, अंधकार है. सो इट्स लाइक 1890 में बैठे हैं, टॉमस अल्वा एडिसन आपके सामने बैठा है, उसने बोला देखो ये इलेक्ट्रिक बल्ब, तो आप बोले अरे बॉस कैंडल मेकर का तो थैंक यू हो गया, सब खत्म हो गया, अंधकार होगा। तो दैट्स इजी, इट्स कॉल्ड द सब्स्टिट्यूशन इफेक्ट, राइट? कि एडिसन जी ने बल्ब दिखाई, हमने बोला अंधेरा हो गया कैंडल मेकर का। बट व्हाट वी डोंट रियलाइज देन इज ग्रामोफोन आएगी, ग्रामोफोन पे लाखों लोग गाना गाएंगे, फिर आर्टिस्ट लोग, सिंगर लोग मिलेनियर बन जाएंगे, क्योंकि सिंगर का ऑडियंस रादर देन किसी के साथ 50 लोगों के सामने गाना, ग्रामोफोन के जरिए से सिंगर मैसिव ऑडियंस को एक्सेस करेगा, एक पूरी एंटरटेनमेंट इंडस्ट्री खड़ी हो जाएगी, राइट? तो उसको कहते हैं कॉम्प्लीमेंटारिटी इफेक्ट्स, वो समझने में थोड़ा टाइम लगता है। तो पहले आता है सब्सटीट्यूशन, इजी टू अंडरस्टैंड एंड इंस्टेंटेनियस, तो उसमें लोग रोने बैठ जाते हैं। कॉम्प्लीमेंटारिटी आने में थोड़ा टाइम लगता है, वो आएगा, आ रहा है इंडिया में, आ रहा है, काफ़ी जल्दी आ जाएगा। बट ये 2 साल थोड़ा सा ट्रांजिशन का माहौल रहेगा।
Awesome. I think sort of with that, 60 minutes are over that,
हाँ
we
जी,
granted your time for.
हाँ जी,
को तो इच्छा था कि जितना ज्यादा मिल सके।
हाँ जी,
एंड
कभी और करेंगे, कभी और एक किताब लिखेंगे, तब फिर से करेंगे जिन्हें।
पक्का पक्का डेफिनेटली बिकॉज
ठीक है।
आई थिंक आपसे इतना जानना है, इतना समझना है। एंड लाइक यू राइटली सेड, द सब्स्टिट्यूशन इफेक्ट, द कॉम्प्लीमेंट्री इफेक्ट, so many things happening when you are traveling and you are imparting your knowledge, your wisdom to us. I mean, it just we don't have words to actually thank you for
हाँ
all
जी,
the
very kind, yeah.
that you're
It's the
putting in.
fact that you guys are interested, you guys listen, makes our lives worthwhile. Thank you for this opportunity, and I hope you enjoyed the book. I hope your better half enjoyed the book, and the
Definitely.
viewers today enjoyed the book.
Thank you so much for taking your time out. We'll definitely have you, again.
Thank
And
you. Thanks, Junaid. Thank you. Bye for now.